So welcome everybody to this latest GCSE revision video on 162 Maths. In this video we'll be going over an AQA GCSE topic test on the higher syllabus with a focus on calculating with percentages. Now as always there will be a copy of the questions in the description below for you to have an attempt at before watching this video as we go through the answers. So let's get started on this AQA GCSE Maths higher topic test on calculating with percentages. Now these questions can be deemed as non-calculator or calculator, but we'll tend to avoid using a calculator unless it's necessary. So with question 1 it says circle the multiplier that is equivalent to the percentage increase of 15%. Well, the key thing you need to remember here is that you always start with 100%. If I'm doing 100% plus 15%, that's going to be equal to 115%, which as a decimal is 1.15, which means it's my last option. With question 2 it says a games console costs £100, a pretty cheap games console. The cost is increased by 20% and the new cost is decreased by 20%. Which of the following statements is true? So let's have a look at what this is. So if we got £100, we increase it by 20%, so we multiply it by 1.2, but then we decrease it by 20%, so we multiply that by 0.8. Now if I then do 100 times 1.2 times by 0.8, I get an answer of £96. So the final cost of it is less than the original price. Well, that's true. The final cost is the same as, no, that's not true, and so yeah, it's just the first option. For question 3 it says the train fare costs £23.55. All train fares is increased by 2.8%. Work out the new fare. So again we start with 100%, we're adding 2.8%, which gives us 102.8%, and that as a decimal is 1.028. So what I'm going to do here is do 23.55 multiplied by 1.028, and again on the calculator what does that give me? Well, it gives me an answer of £24.21. Moving on to question 4, it says that a savings account pays 3.6% per annum simple interest. Heidi puts £400 into the account. How much will she have in the account after 5 years? Now simple interest is different to compound interest. So basically simple interest, just as a reminder, is where you get the same amount of interest per year. So what we need to do work out here is work out what 3.6% of £400 is going to be. Now how do I do that? Well, I'm just going to do 0.036 times by 400, and this will give me the percentage or the actual interest that she has accumulated after 1 year. And her interest amount is £14.40. So for every year she's going to get £14.40. So what I need to do then is, in terms of the interest over the 5 years, is going to be 5 times 14.40, which is £72. And then because the question says how much will she have in the account after 5 years, I don't know what happened there, then our answer should be 400 plus 72, which is 472. Then moving on to our next question, it says in 1 week the mass of a puppy increases by 1.8 kilograms to 2.25 kilograms. Work out the percentage increase in the mass. Now in terms of this, the formula to work out percentage change is the difference divided by the original multiplied by 100. So here the difference is going to be 2.25 minus 1.8, and the original weight of the puppy is 1.8. So 2.25 divided take away 1.8 is 0.45 divided by 1.8, and I multiply that by 100. So this is what I'm going to be typing into my calculator, in which I get an answer of 25%. Moving on to question 6, it says in a sale order items are reduced by 30%. On the final day of the sale, prices are reduced by 20%. Work out the final day price of a sofa that was priced £290 before the sale. So we start with 290, so we're going to reduce it by 30%, so I need to work out what 70% of it is. and then I need to take off another 20%, so I'm going to multiply it by 0.8. So again, typing that all into my calculator, I get an answer of £162.40. Now again, just a little reminder, make sure that when dealing with money that all your answers are to 2 decimal places and you do include the pence. So the next question then says work out the percentage decrease between the original price and the sale price. So again, we're going to use that formula. So the difference in the prices is 290 minus 162.40. So 290 minus that gives me an answer of £127.60. So then to work out the answer, I'm going to do 127.60 over 290 multiplied by 100, and if I just quickly type that into my calculator, I should get an answer of 44%. Moving on to question 7 rather, it says after a 12% increase, the cost of a new cooker is £190.40. Work out the original cost of the cooker. So with reverse percentages, what we need to do is first of all make sure we're using the right numbers. So we've got 190 and 40 pence. Now the decimal multiplier for a 12% increase is going to be 1.12, but because we want to go from the new price to the old price, I need to divide those two numbers. So 190.4 divided by 1.12 gives me an answer of £170. The next question, question 8, says that a running club has 270 members. There are 25% more men than women in the running club. How many men are in the club? So in terms of this, let's have a look at men and women. So in terms of this, like if women was X, then men would be 1.25 because it's 25% more of X. So we know that 1.25x plus X equals 270. So 2.25x equals 270, and then if I then do x equals 270 divided by 2.25, so 270 divided by 2.25 gives me an answer of x equals 120. So that means that there are 120 women, and to work out the men, all I need to do is 120 times 1.25, which gives me an answer of 150. So here the answer then is 150. Now for question 8b, it says 40% of the men and 30% of the women also belong to a cycling club. Work out the percentage of the whole membership that belong in the cycling club. So in terms of the men, we know that there are 150, and in terms of the women, we know that there are 120. So what we need to do is work out 40%, 150 times 0.4, and that'll tell me how many men are in the cycling club, which is a total of 60. And in terms of the women, I'm going to multiply that by 0.3, so 120 times 0.3 gives me an answer of 36. So in total, there are 96 cycling members. So to work out the percentage, I'm going to do 96 divided by 270, because that's how many members there are altogether, and multiply that by 100. So 96 divided by 270 multiplied by 100 gives me an answer of around about 35.6%, and I would say there to 1 decimal place, and let's just write down to 1 dp. There's my final answer, and that concludes this topic test on calculating with percentages.